Okay, all right, guys, we got a real treat for you guys today. One of our former all-time greats is back here to talk to you, Nosa Eguae. So, was an Auburn letterman, graduated with a BA in communications, a minor in business, SEC champion in 2010 and 2013. Started in the national championship game in 2010, we won the whole thing. Started in the 2013 national championship game. And the thing about this guy is he's seen it all. 2010, we were on top of the world. It was an unbelievable season, won the national championship. He was also here in 2012 when it was the low of the lows. And he was here as one of my leaders, one of our leaders here, to have the biggest turnaround in the history of college football. And I just told him, this guy's played and started in 2 national championship games, and we're close to doing that, and that being the norm as far as that goes. And then territory business manager at Baxter International Incorporated. And really, it's kind of personal for me. I got hired as the head coach here in 2013, and it was a time of a lot of uncertainty. And we had the press conference, and we had Bo Jackson up there, or AD, we had all kinds of stuff. And I looked down to my right, and Nosa and CJ Yazama are the 2 players right there that were there to support me, and it meant the world to me. And this is one of my all-time favorites. Y'all give it up to Nosa.
Fellas, man. Hey, I appreciate the opportunity so much. Before I get started, I'm going to do 2 things. First of all, I got to acknowledge Coach Malzahn. You are the example of what a leader looks like. You lead out of love, you lead out of authenticity, and you're infectious. The way that you go out to and everything you do, it's about making sure that guys are first and that we're doing the best thing for our players, and it's about winning. And I just want to say thank you so much for the example that you set in my life. And Coach Malzahn, of course, I appreciate you so much. And Coach G, just to acknowledge you for a second. You are the definition of what I look for in a father. You're going to make me a better father one day. And what greatness is, for me, it's the times that it wasn't easy. It wasn't the thing that I needed to hear. It wasn't the thing that I wanted to hear, but it was the thing that I needed to hear. And you made me understand that you can't compartmentalize greatness, that you can't be great in this area and then be piss poor in this area and think that there's no crossover. And I just appreciate you so much for what you poured into me, and I just wanted to say thank you. And fellas, before I get started, I wanted to make sure I did that. I wanted to make sure I told Coach Malzahn, Coach G, just how much I appreciated them. And for y'all, y'all boys are like brothers to me, man. Get this opportunity, I appreciate it more than life can really muster. And I just want to let y'all all know that there's people that you appreciate, there's people that you love, there's people that pour into you every single day. Acknowledge them. Tell them how much you appreciate them. Use your platform to pour life into other people, right? We all can do that. It doesn't take a lot of time. And for me, man, as I transition into, from football to life after football, I really want to pour in and really spend time on 5 areas. But first, just acknowledging some of the things that for me have helped me transition to life after and to being successful in life after. So as y'all boys, a couple of y'all boys may know, I'm from Dallas, Texas. Born and raised in Dallas. I'm Nigerian. I know we got some Nigerian boys in here. And as I got the opportunity to come to Auburn, I wanted to just come in here and play ball. For me, I understood the incubator and the space that is Auburn University. And as I was reflecting on, what I wanted to talk to you guys about, I was really trying to figure out, all right, what are some characteristics that really define this place? And it gives you every opportunity to be successful at ball, right? You're going to get every opportunity to be great. You're going to have coaches that are going to pour into you and pour into you and pour into you. And you're going to have every resource that's possible to be able to take football, take your skill set, and take it to wherever you want it to be as far as the league goes. But there's also opportunity outside of that. And the word incubator came to mind because the incubator is an apparatus that is a controlled environment for things to grow in. They also have incubators in technology, and it's for a business idea to be taken from a business idea, given the resources and the tools to then take that business idea and make it into a company. Fellas, from San Francisco to New York, there's incubators all over the place. There's not one better than Auburn University. I can tell you that right now, man. Y'all boys are in a special, special place. And I really can't leave here without y'all boys understanding that you all are going to have 4 to 5 years. At the top, you boys got some years left. At the bottom, we're coming up on the end. So I got to make sure that y'all are aware of the environment that you're in. You got coaches in the back of the room. You got coaches along the side. You have an AD in this room that they're going to do everything that they can do to make sure that you're successful. Are you going to take advantage of it? That's the question, right? And when you're in this space, are you going to be aware of this opportunity to even be in a position to take advantage of it? Because I really, truly don't think that if in your day-to-day all you're trying to do is just survive, that you can really take the time out to try to put yourself in position to take advantage of this thing. We got to be intentional, fellas. And when I look at my story, man, and I look from, an awareness perspective, I got to go back to my first weekend on campus. My first weekend on campus, I told the story to Brother Chet today, but I really haven't spent much time telling anybody. My first weekend on campus, I go out and, we go downtown Auburn. I had a couple drinks, and I was the one driving my Toyota back to what was then the dorm where your dorm is now. And as I was heading back to the dorm, we got stopped. I didn't have my lights on. And the officer stops the car, and he says, you don't have your lights on. I said, officer, I'm so sorry. It's my first weekend on campus, just trying to get back home, picked up the guys, and I'm heading back home right now. He said, go home right now. And at that very moment, because I wasn't aware of what I was going to be able to take advantage of at this university, I almost let it slip away before it even started. All this, SC championship, started 2010, 2013, could have been washed away by a poor decision. Leads me into my next one, the choices. Fellas, we got a choice in this whole thing. And the choice isn't day by day, do I want to do this, do I not want to do this? You know how many dudes wish they could be sitting in this room right now? You know how many dudes wish they could have been a part of 2013? You know how many dudes that came to Auburn, signed in my class, that didn't even qualify? You know how many dudes that are right now are looking at me, played with me in 2013, came from nothing? I know boys in this room had similar upbringing as me. You just didn't have much, but you didn't know you didn't have much. And then you come to an Auburn University, and you get to see the light. You get to see of everything that this university and this life can offer you. And I got boys that are back in the same dire situation that they came from. That hurts me to my soul. So what can we do in this room to take advantage and make the choices? Because every single day we think that we have choices. Do we want to do this? Do we want to do that? Do I want to show up to a Russell workout and give everything I got? Do I want to go to class? Do I want to do this? Well, let me tell you something right now, fellas. There's only one choice that needs to be made. It's the choice to be great. I'll tell you right now, fellas, I'll be the first one. I had a great career at Auburn, but I still had to learn to make that choice. And after that choice is made, then it's a lifestyle after that. There's no more choices when you make the choice to be great. It's a lifestyle. I'm in Coach G's meeting. Coach G comes in, and as my D-line boys know, man, we came from 3-9 season, and it was not an easy spring. He was on us like white on rice. Somehow he was able to get the attendance in one of my classes, and I missed some days. He went in, he did his digging. I was communicating with the class checker. I had her checking me in. I wasn't going, but I had a great grade in the class. So I was wondering, how did I end up from first string to third string on the depth chart? The next day in film, he rips me a new one. Y'all boys know what I mean. And he crushes me on field goal because he says, Nosa, you're not doing it right. And I'll never forget this, Coach G. You said, Nosa, you will never play for me. You will never play for me at Auburn because you think you can do it your way. You can't do it your way. And he says when on field goal, this is how it's supposed to be done. You're supposed to take a step. You're supposed to get skinny. You're supposed to put the hand up in the air. I listened to him. Every single day at practice, man, every single field goal, boom, took my step, got skinny, put my hand in the air. Every class I went to, because that's what I was supposed to do. And at that point, I made the decision that no longer was I going to try to compartmentalize greatness. No longer did I think that I can be great on the football field, but in this area, I was going to do whatever I wanted to. That's taken me to success after football. And if I could take a little bit of a time right now, man, I'm telling you, fellas, every single thing that y'all are doing every day with Russell, every attention to detail, every meeting that you were able to look at plays, identify 10 plays, have that, go through a walkthrough, get every single thing right, communicate to the guy next to you, communicate to the guy behind you, communicate to the guy to the left of you in a matter of 5 seconds. Come on, man, that's the same thing that's going to take you to be successful in life. And when I was able to do what Coach G told me to do, which was just be great, man. Just do the things that I'm asking you to do. I flash back to 2013. We're in the Iron Bowl, in the fourth quarter of the Iron Bowl, and the other team on the other side of the state is about to go up by 10. I think the ball is probably on the 25-yard line. It's fourth down, about 6 minutes left to go. I take my step, I get skinny, I put my hands up, boom, I block the kick. The rest is history, kick 6. Because I did the little things right. I understood the process. And the more that I can share with you all, man, the more I can pour into you all is to really understand and be aware of what this moment is, right? It's big, man. There's people that dream to be in the shoes that y'all, in the seats that y'all in, wearing the shoes that y'all wear, having a platform that y'all have, and making the choice to just be great, and aligning what matters with what doesn't matter. I hear this saying all the time, you know, people tend to minor on the majors and major on the minors. Fellas, we know what the major is. We all know what the major is. The major is we got a lot of boys in this room that want to eventually take care of their family. Whatever that may be, whether if that's the NFL, which y'all boys are going to work your butts off, you're going to get every opportunity to get there. But can I tell y'all one thing? To aim to only make it to the NFL when you got a chance to play in the NFL for maybe 10 years and you got another 70 years of life to live outside of the 10 years that you can play in the NFL, you're thinking way too small. You're thinking way too small. So what I got to impart on y'all today is to say, okay, what's the vision? Where am I going? I listened to this podcast and this guy by the name of Bob Goff, and he's just an amazing, amazing speaker, and he talks about sailing, so he sails, and he talks about when you're sailing, there's a difference between magnetic north and true north. He says magnetic north between me and you, Russell, is about 2 centimeters, right? But on the coast of California, magnetic north to true north is the difference between hitting Hawaii and ending up in Japan. I think truly that on a day-to-day, you all cannot really fully align with your vision and just try to survive and be all right? You can make it day-to-day. But we're talking about longevity. We're talking about forever. And if y'all don't, at this moment in your life, when you got 4 to 5 years that are literally going to be the catapult to you being successful for the rest of your life, if you don't take advantage of understanding that in today, in every single thing that I do, it's going to be aligned to me being successful at life, to take care of my family, you're missing the boat. You're missing the boat. And eventually you're going to get to the stage when it's all over. There's no more ball. And you're going to look up and you're going to say, what's next? Did you handle it when you were at AU? Did you take advantage of the resources? Were you resourceful? So as I move forward with my journey, man, and my story, you know, I gotta make sure that we understand the vision whatever that vision may be, and we're running towards it. And as we continue and we look at the inevitable is that we can't play forever. But I promise y'all that every single thing that you're doing on a daily basis is preparing you for life. I promise, man. And yeah, I do medical device sales, and it's competitive, man. And I'm having to sell to surgeons, and I'm doing this, that, and the third. And, you know, I'll get into a live room with a patient on a bed, and my competitor will be in the room too. And it's time to roll up the sleeves, and I got to make sure I get this case because that's money. I got to make sure I'm feeding for my family. But in the same light, it's no difference than suiting it up on Saturdays. There's no difference than me communicating and conveying an easy-to-understand message to a person that fully doesn't necessarily engage than me having the conversation as a senior to a freshman that I'm aligning up with, and he needs to know where we're going because I'm about to take on this damn double team. And I got 4 seconds to make sure that he goes in the right place so I can go in the right place. Fellas, that's what I'm talking about. That's the awareness that I'm speaking of, right? Because I already know y'all boys are going to leave this room, and I know that most of y'all, man, y'all are great, man. I've been doing my research. Y'all are solid kids, man. I played with some wild boys. I really did, man. Y'all are solid. So how can we take the next step with this? How can we start to identify what we want to do for our family in 10 years, right? How can we start to put ourselves in position to just take a second out of your week, go 100% every single day. Take 10% of your time to say, what do I want my life to look like in 10 years? Right? Just a brief second. Visualize it. See it in your head and become it. Like I said, man, I'm transparent with mine because I know who I am, right? I know I made mistakes. I know by God's grace I'm here. I can't tell my story without telling my God. And as I tell my story, I tell you the challenges I face because I overcame it. I don't ever say that I've overcome. I say I'm overcoming. Because to a man in this room, whether it be coach, whether it be player, we all, to a man, are continuously facing challenges every single day. If we really are chasing excellence, none of us are going to be complacent. And if you are complacent, you need to ask yourself a question. Am I chasing hard enough? Are my goals big enough? Because we all face challenges, fellas. But in that, are you understanding who you are as a person, and are you chasing who you want to be? Are you really out there going after what you want to be? And I tell my story, and I tell it with transparency, not because I'm an all-pro in the league. Man, I'm an all-pro at life because I know who I am. I know that I'm a leader. I lead. That's who I am. And I lead out of two areas, love and compassion. I love, man, and I serve. I got a servant's heart. And I don't serve waiting for people to see if they're going to return it back to me. No, man, we got platforms in here, fellas. If you really want to use your platform, start serving people. Start loving on people. Don't worry about it coming back, because I tell you this one thing, that in my 26 years of life, as I look back and get a chance to reflect, God comes back to me tenfold, man, tenfold. As I serve, as I love, it always comes back to me. The blessings that I got, man, I've been out of football for 3 years. I've gotten 3 promotions. Only one that I had to interview for. Right? Why? I understand what true north is. I understand where I'm going. I've aligned it to my God vision. And I understand that I'm serving and I'm loving. Good things follow that, man. And as I continue with my story and I continue to pour into you guys, I got to really harp on and segue to the love of the AU. Can anybody in here tell me what true love is as a definition? If you guys even, could put it into words, what's love? What's up, bro? Yeah, I like that. Anybody else? Unconditional? Yeah, I hear that a lot. And I think that, what's up?
Willing to die.
Ooh, willing to die. What's up, fam? Okay. Yeah. I love all that, man. And it's all true, unconditional. What like when we really think about love, we think about, I'm religious. When I think about the love of Jesus, that's unconditional, right? For me, I'm reading a book, man, and it totally rocked my world. It said love, simply put, as simple as it can be put, is sacrifice and commitment. I said, dang. All right. That's love. And let me tell you, fellas, and it encompasses everything y'all boys said, but it's sacrifice and commitment. And if you love your family, if you love the game, if you love the AU, if you love your teammate next to you, if you love your coaches, you're willing to sacrifice and commit to the process, to being great, to being excellent. And you're willing to sacrifice, and when you sacrifice, you understand what true north is, and now you're able to weed out what matters and what does not matter, right? Because if I knew what love is when I was a freshman, I wouldn't even dare put myself in a situation to end that for me. To end this? To end 2 national championships? I would never in my life ever put that in jeopardy. Not for alcohol? For what? So as I wrap this up, man, the love of the AU, man, this place means so much to me, and I know it means so much to y'all. And my guys at the back, it will mean this much to you. And if I could take a second, really, for my guys in the back, man, I know we don't got the freshmen in here, but for the freshmen and early enrollees, for the sophomores, life happens full circle. Soon enough, that seat that you're in the back, because I remember I started at the very back and I ended up at the very front. It happens. And these boys are going out on their last ride. And we can talk about love, we can talk about this and the third. What are you willing to sacrifice and commit for these dudes on the front row? Because eventually you're going to be on the front row. And if you want the people that's going to be at the back to do it for you, do it for them. Because in truth, that was 2010 and 2013 for me. 2010, play with ballers. Nick Fairley, down the line ballers. And I was willing to do whatever it took to make sure that I did my job. And in 2013, I played with Carl Lawson, and he did whatever it took to make sure he did his job. So I continue with that fourth quarter, an Alabama game. Boom, I blocked the field goal. The next drive, they're driving, and once again, it's a 4th and 1. On the 3rd down and 1, boom, I make the stop. The 4th down and 1, Carl Lawson rips inside, boom, he makes a stop. Our ball. That's it, fellas. That's it. And it happens full circle. So I need my guys in the front. I need y'all to lead. 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 Follow the lead. But understand that one day your butt is going to be in this chair and you're going to be asking somebody else to follow yours. So first lead yourself. So as I move forward in my story, man, I end it with forever. And I go back to 2013 in that BCS national championship. Actually, let me go back to 2010 in the SEC championship. So we're in the locker room at the dome, the old dome, and one of the seniors, we had like 23 seniors that year in 2010. He says, 30 more minutes, fellas. 30 more minutes. We had just Cam threw a Hail Mary to Darvin Adams. Everybody was hysterical in the locker room, and he just said, hey, hold on, 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes. And we're going to get to play for a national championship. The first time since 1957. Reconditioned it. All right, let's go. 30 more minutes. And 2013 in Pasadena, I'm standing right in front of Malzahn. And I'm about this far away from him. For some reason, our halftime got shortened up, and we all rushed. Malzahn gave a quick message, but I felt the exact same feeling that I did in 2010, it was joyous, but it was too soon. And on my heart, I knew I needed to say, fellas, 30 more minutes to be remembered forever. Nobody had ever, not one class had ever won 2 national championships at Auburn. Man, I would be able to come back to this university when I'm 80. We won 2? Not 1, 2? And it was on my heart to say, and I didn't say anything. I'll live with that. Was it tough? Yeah, it was tough as hell. I still talk about it. I talk to D every month, and we do talk about it. We talk about the second half, what happened. And I said it started with me. I was the leader on that team. I didn't speak up. So fellas on this front row, if it's on your heart, you earned it. Speak up. Don't hold back. But bigger than that, though. I mean, football and life is synonymous, so I got to make it bigger than that. I listen to motivational messages. I think as a guy that's striving for something that's bigger than you, you gotta listen to stuff that's gonna be able to pour into you. That's why I say acknowledge people, pour into their life. You never know when somebody needs it. And I listened to this guy by the name of Les Brown, and he's talking about his last day on earth. He says, my last day on earth, I'm gonna have my 8 people that I know and love, and I'm gonna want them to say great things about me. But I'm also gonna have a ghost. I'm gonna have a ghost of every dream unfulfilled. Trying to ensure that I limit those ghosts to as little as possible. Fellas, right now, man, I can tell you this right now, that if you don't take advantage of this moment, you're gonna have a ghost at your bedside when you're 80, 90 years old, looking at you, saying, why didn't you take advantage of it? Had every resource to eat. Why didn't you eat? You got every coach in this room that wants you to be successful. Russell, man, every single thing that you do is innovative, and all you want these dudes to eat. You want these guys to be successful at what they do on Saturdays. To a man, every coach back there, Brother Chet, I mean, across the board. You got an athletic director that's hearing something that cares about you guys. Every resource possible. And at the end of your days, when you're sitting there and you're on your last days, don't have any ghosts. Don't have any ghosts, especially one from your time at Auburn University. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Thank you.
We just want to give you this for a token of appreciation for you coming down here and giving us a word. That was a great message for each other. And hope some of our guys have taken that apart. I know some of our leaders said the same thing about choices and making good choices with Coach G all the time.
Most definitely.
And we just want to say we appreciate that.
I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, of course. Prettier than your brother.